Hello, Classy Cougar families. Miss Shimizu here. Last week, we talked about emotional honesty and the importance of sharing our feelings. This week, I told you I would give you some ideas for creating that space and time for you and your family to share their feelings. During this time, when everything is changing and can be challenging, it's important to allow time to process your feelings, especially children. Children thrive on routine and structure, and that routine and structure has been taken away, or it could be changing every day. This can make anyone feel uneasy, worried, scared, angry, flipped. Here are some ideas for sharing your feelings with your family. You can provide a time once or twice a week for your family to discuss their feelings. This can be any time when your family is all together, dinner time, breakfast, end of the day while watching TV. During this time, it's important to practice sharing your feelings and not placing blame on others. This is especially difficult for children. When sharing feelings, children tend to want to go towards placing blame for why they feel the way they feel. And it just takes practice. For example, I can say, I felt so angry today when I didn't get to watch the TV show that I wanted to watch. Or I could say, I felt so angry today when my sister was watching the TV and I didn't get to watch it. Do you hear the difference? One is sharing their feelings without placing the blame and making someone else feel guilty. At the end of your discussion, you could also give compliments for being brave and sharing those difficult feelings. Don't really have a time when everyone is together, you could create a family journal. This is a place where people can write about their feelings in the time that they have, and then others can respond to those feelings in their own time. To create a journal is real simple. Grab a spiral notebook or several pieces of paper and staple them together. Put your title on your journal and then make agreements with your family about where and how you will use this journal. My agreements are real simple. This journal lives in the kitchen. I can only use the journal, or family members can only use the journal for 2 hours. And if you're responding to someone else's entry, you are to do it with respect. You can have any agreements that you would like to make sure that this is a safe place for your family to share their feelings. Here's an example. On the inside, I cut out the discussion prompts that are posted online to help the younger family members start their journal entries. You could play one of the feelings games that I've posted online. One of the games, called Make a Face Game, is really simple. It goes like this. Between two players, player one says, I'm going to make a face, and your job is to guess what I am feeling by looking at my face. Ready? And then you make the face. When your child guesses the feeling that you're feeling that goes along with that face, you could say, that's right. Do you know what makes me feel that way? And then you could follow by describing a moment when you feel that way, like when the ice cream truck comes around the corner. And then switch and invite your child to do the same. Simple, huh? The other game I posted is Feelings Bingo, and the directions and cards are online. You can use the pre-made card, or you can make your own Feelings Bingo card. The last activity I'm going to show you is a strategy that we use at Campbell Hill in our classrooms. Classes, kindergarten through 5th grade, have class meetings. This is a time and space for your children to share their feelings and their problems and get help solving their problems. I have created a modified version of the class meeting for you to use at home to practice sharing your feelings. I know your children will probably say, "That's not how we do it at Campbell Hill." And you can just share with them that this is a shorter, easier version for families to do at home. Let's call it a feeling circle meeting. And before a successful feeling circle meeting, you need to do a few things with your family. First, you should make agreements about the time and space. Where will this meeting take place and how often will it happen? What does sharing our feelings look and sound like? And how do we respond to other people's feelings? And how will we end the meeting so that everybody walks away feeling a little bit better? And then you need to gather your materials. Based on your agreements, you might have made a time frame. So we're only going to have a meeting for 15 minutes. So you'll probably need a timer. You might have made an agreement that one person talks at a time using an item called a talking stick. You might have the charts of the feeling faces out for your younger children to help them share their feelings. When you are ready to have a feeling circle meeting, the first thing that I encourage you to do is make sure that everybody in the circle is ready to have a conversation and participate in the meeting. If a child or family member is flipped, it can be really hard for them to share their feelings respectfully or even respond to other people's feelings respectfully. It might be a good idea to encourage them to step away and regulate before they come back to the circle. That way, you can have a successful family feeling circle meeting. Step number 1, regulate together. This means breathe in and out as a family. Step number 2, going around the circle, give each family member a chance to share how they are feeling. It might sound like this: I am feeling extremely sad today. Or I'm feeling so full of energy today. Notice how there's no because. This is not a time to share why we are feeling the way we are feeling. This is a time to practice naming those feelings. Next, invite one family member to share the reasons for why they are feeling the way they are. This is a time to share our feelings, not place blame. It might sound like this: I felt frustrated when I couldn't play with my sister because she was doing her homework. Or, it made me feel really angry when my tower fell over. Or, I felt sad when I couldn't watch TV because I had to do my homework, and I wish that I could just watch TV. Notice how none of these examples place blame on anyone else and provide the ability for the child or person to take ownership over how they are feeling and give a reason for that feeling. This is going to take some time and practice. You might have to help your children reframe their sentences, but it will become more natural over time. This is why it's so important for every person in the circle to be calm and ready to participate. Then, provide a chance for other members in the circle to respond to the speaker's feelings. This is not a time to solve the problem. This is a time to validate those feelings. You could connect with the feeling. Oh, I understand how you're feeling. I felt that way too last week. You could empathize with the feeling. Oh, that must have been really hard. I can see why you're feeling angry. Or you could give a helpful suggestion for how to handle that feeling. When I'm feeling really angry, it's really helpful to go for a jog. Then, after a couple of family members have had a chance to share their feelings and receive some feedback, it's time to give each other compliments. You've done some hard work in this circle with your family, and so have your children. It's important to acknowledge that hard work and the bravery it takes to share our feelings. Your compliments might sound like this: I compliment Dad for listening to my feelings and making me feel better. Or I compliment my sister for giving me an idea for how to handle my big angry feelings. Last, end with something fun, something that will leave everybody walking away with a smile on their face. At school, we call this time of our class meeting Leave 'em Laughing. You could sing a short song, tell a joke, play a short silly game, do a quick dance, or even just let your kids decide. Wow, that was a lot of ideas. Remember, the goal is to provide time and space for you and your family to practice emotional honesty. I encourage you to try one this week or find a different way to create that space. I know this will help you and your family grow closer and stronger during this difficult time. Until next time.